Welcome to Drum and Drummer, a podcast focused on drums, drumming and drummers. I'm George Pickering and that's Ben Winty, and we are both professional drummers in this business we call music. So stick around and join us as we pass the time whilst trying to stay in time.
You're a fatty little tub now, aren't you?
Yeah, what's happened there?
Yeah. You look like a frog. A pre-Christmas tree. Okay.
I was going to start for once. Parsnips. What were you going to... God, stop shouting parsnips. What were you going to say? And then I'll tell you my one.
I'd say a pre-Christmas treat, because this episode comes out this week.
Yeah.
And then...
Well, that was quick.
Yeah, we're doing a Christmas special, and that will drop on Boxing Day.
Big time.
So technically this is the last Drum and Drummer before Christmas.
It is, because as we talked about last year, I think, the second it gets to Boxing Day, I don't want to hear Fairy Tale of New York anymore. On the day of it, absolutely. But if you even think about playing it from the 26th, get that out. Parsnips, do you have them with your Christmas dinner?
Yes. Normally, yes, I'd say. Yeah, you?
Yeah. But they're an odd one, aren't they? Because there's sort of like, I don't know, there's classic staples, you know what I mean? To a Christmas
Talk me through
dinner.
your staples.
Potatoes, for God's sakes, you know? There's no Christmas dinner that doesn't have roast potatoes. Stuffing, I'd say that's up there. I'd say that's pretty standard. Carrots?
I thought you were going to say cats then.
Cats.
Fuck it. Cats
But
and carrots.
But then when you get into the vegetables, it can. I mean, that was all vegetables that I listed. No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Stuffing's not
I
vegetable.
mean, you've glossed over turkey.
Well, I
I'm
didn't
assuming
want
you just
to
thought
alienate the people. Yeah, because I live in Brighton. You know what I mean? Turkey and meat is not always a given.
Yeah.
You might have a nut
the
roast
highest
or a...
green vote, but the lowest turkey sales. That's how the graph. That's the opposite on the graphs, isn't it?
The lines go separate ways. But things like parsnips, you know what I mean? Some people just
Are
do
they
not
popular
like
in
them.
Brighton?
I'd say they're popular in Brighton. But they can sort of be hidden within a potato. Sometimes people put them in with the potatoes, you know what I mean? And you go, ooh, that's a weird looking potato. Hang about. What's that? That's sharp. That's a sharp tasting potato.
I often find with your roast veg that when people go, oh, they were good carrots, or oh, they were good parsnips, I usually think that's because they've been covered in sugar and honey.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? So you're going, oh, that's a nice veg. Yeah, but Mr. Sweet's picking up the slack there, isn't he?
Exactly.
If you do that shit raw, it's boring.
Yeah, it is. I think the worse the veg, I mean, this is obvious, the more you have to do with it. You know, sprouts. People do mad shit with sprouts now. Bacon and cheese and shit. And it's like, well, then the sprouts
Take the sprout out.
Yeah, just have some bacon and cheese, you know?
It's like my bran flakes. I go, I'm having bran flakes. Oh, hell, caking it in sugar just to get through it. Absolutely caking it in sugar. Again, the graph inverse, isn't it? The shit something is, the more sugar you add, you know.
It's like Homer Simpson with his rice cake or something, where he's like, only 35 calories. And it's like, you can put a little something on that, you know? That's me. So I'll tell you my problem with, like, food and eating, like, when I'm preparing dinner. I mean, we've talked about this before, but I'll have a whole meal whilst eating dinner, you know what I mean? Because I've always got biscuits and nuts, dry roasted nuts. And if a meal takes, let's say, even 10 minutes, I've had half a bag of nuts and 14 bourbons, you know what I mean? But I'm like, but I haven't had dinner yet. And then you get to dinner and you're like, not that hungry anymore. And what's dangerous is I now work at a bakery. I may as well segue onto it. Part-time job. I've quit the children's home job. Now work part-time in a bakery when I'm not gigging. Works very well. Sunday till Wednesday. Evening shifts. I don't know how much I've told you about it. I can't remember. I told you bits and bobs.
Not a lot, yeah. Just sort of like bread and that, innit?
Bread and that. So basically, if you go to a posh artisan bakery and there's a bag of sliced bread, how's that been sliced? You might ask. No one asks.
by
It's
an automated
me.
machine. Yeah.
Comes through a
but
machine. Yeah, and then I put it in a bag, you know. And then we make the orders, and then that's that. But it's the most relaxed job I've ever done in my life. You know what I mean? There's no pre-work anxiety to
question.
slicing bread. Yeah, go on. Ask whatever you want.
So the bread is sliced by machine?
Yep.
Right. So you're calling yourself a bread slicer?
Yeah.
But you're not. But the machine's slicing it?
Yep.
Right.
If anything, I'm just the middleman to get it
Are
in a bag.
you... So you then bagging up the sliced loaf?
Bagging up the sliced loaf.
Just loaves, or are you doing others? You doing baguettes? You doing...
It's only loaves that we slice, but there are other types of bread, you know. But
so because you're the slicing man, you're not interacting with the flatbreads, the baguettes. You know, I
do when it.
Right, I'm going to keep asking, and then.
No, please, I love it.
So, this bakery is the brand of bakery. Does that get put on the packaging and then it's sold in stores, or are you supplying it like, a Chinese shell pack, and then Ludwig is sticking their name on it?
So it doesn't actually have the name of it, but it is the Flower Pot Bakery, and that's like a chain of bakeries in Brighton. But then they also sell to other cafes, I think, that aren't Flower Pot bakeries. So there's no actual this is us on it, but it just says, you know.
Just sort of white, yeah.
Just says white sourdough or brown sourdough,
yeah,
or wholemeal
coming
sandwich
through
loaf.
to you on the conveyor belt of bread. Are you dealing with one particular type of loaf?
Depends.
Like, are you the sourdough guy?
Yeah,
or is it
no. I do them all. I do them all, baby. You know, so
multi-skilled?
Stack them up, and there'll be a load of white sourdough. And then you stack them all on the conveyor belt, let them roll through. But last night there was two of us slicing, so one guy gets the sliced bread, puts it in a bag, and I'm the guy that keeps the conveyor belt stocked up, and then takes the bag and puts them on the crate, takes them out the back, gets another crate of bread, rinse and repeat. You know what I mean?
Have you tried to put anything else through the slicer to see what happens?
Bloody good question. No, I haven't. But it's interesting though, isn't it? Because what would happen? You know?
Like, is it sort of that, it's only slicing bread, but you put your arm in it, trouble.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and also, is it sort of thing where it can slice bread and nothing more? Like if you put something that's
wires slicing the bread?
No, it's weird because you look at it, it's like loads of metal. They look like bars almost. They don't look like knives. They just look like bars. But they don't look sharp. But obviously they are very sharp.
Because I find, you cut a loaf, boy, and you'll know more than me, you're a pro now. You cut a loaf. Like, if you just get a knife and squeeze down, the bread just squeezes down.
Yeah.
So you need serrated,
sharp, right?
To go across to break the crust, and then you're in. So the more sideways motion of the serrated blade with a down, and then with a slight downward motion, maybe even at an angle. So is this machine just so like kung fu that it's like, done?
Well,
it's not the bread's like, whoa, didn't know I was being cut then.
I wouldn't say it's like, it's more like loads of little, like, it's like that. Rather than, it's like, that kind of noise. If the bread slicer had a noise, that's what it'd be. So loads of little ones.
Can you
but
film
also
it?
I will. I'll do it tonight. Maybe it's also the fact that it's being pushed through a conveyor belt, so it doesn't have a choice. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you feel like, if you're slicing bread, the bread's like, is that all you've got? You know what I mean? With your serrated knife. Whereas, if
you put it in a machine akin to a saw film torch machine, it's trapped.
You can't go anywhere. And then it submits and it goes, fine, I guess this is my fate now. Put me in the bag, boys. Yeah.
Do you determine how wide the slicers are?
No. Good question.
Not got that power yet.
That is the only thing I can change. I'll tell you what I'm in control of. Clearly not much. I'm working in a bread factory. But what I'm in control of is how high it goes. So like a sandwich loaf, you need it to be higher for the bread to go through. But a sourdough, you can have it low. so it kind of squishes the bread as it cuts it. Because sourdough's strong boy, it's like the hobnob of the bread world, whereas a sandwich loaf is a bit more like a rich tea. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit more delicate. You can't squish that down. And also you don't want it to be out of shape, whereas sourdough's like, fuck yeah, do what you want to me. Do you know what I mean?
I'm hard. Yeah.
I'm hard. I'm well hard.
Yeah.
Slice me again if you need. And the speed, that's what you can control, the speed, so how fast it comes through. I'm on about a 1.5 in terms of speed, but if you've been doing the job a while, you can do a 3, I reckon,
Right.
One guy,
so you're determining the speed
for
you to enable you to do the bagging correctly. Because if you're too fast, you're going to get a bread build-up
coming through. And then also...
you're going to get a BBU, a bread build-up.
Also, once it's come through the slicer, you have to grab it, because otherwise it all obviously falls apart. You know what I mean? It's like there's a little bit of skill to it, because
like when you put books on a bookshelf and then they all fall.
Exactly.
And you've got to keep them keep them steady while you get the other books to fill the shelf and keep them. Your bread's going to collapse, and then you're going to be in a tricky situation.
Exactly that.
Tricky bagging situation.
Yeah, and then you forget which slice belongs to which loaf, and then it'll be chaos. You know what I mean? So yeah, downside of this job, which is also an upside, is there's a lot left over at the end of a shift. So I left with so many pastries last night. And that's my favourite thing to eat. So I've had 2 croissants already this morning.
Well, you don't have to leave with them, do you?
You don't have to. You're not legally obliged, legally forced to take them. But when they're there, and I love nicking stuff, So when it's actually served to be on a plate,
is that kleptomania? Is it? I think it might be.
Yeah. The other night at the gig, I stole a notebook from a conference
Why'd you do
room.
that?
Just because.
Jot your little ideas down.
Yeah.
George's ideas for 2025. Use a phone. You got an iPhone. Therapeutic writing things out with pen, apparently.
It is. I'm going to keep talking, so I'll move on to that. I had a gig on Saturday.
Hang on. I'm just thinking if I got any last questions about the bread. Right, okay.
Oh, yeah,
so is your bread preparation to be consumed the next day? Is it then get shipped out?
Yeah. So it's a fascinating process. So the bakers are in all day. They're making the bread, and then they leave about 6 or something, and they've made all the bread. They let it cool. Once it's cool, then we bag it up, and then once it's bagged up and all sliced and everything, then we have these order sheets, and each cafe says we want, 24 white sourdough, and we want whatever, and we stack them all into crates and then put them in the loading bay, and then at 5 a.m. some people in delivery trucks come and pick it all up, and then take it to whatever cafes it's going.
Are you at that point yet? Well, do you reckon you'll get to a point where you've sort of been there a while and you know all the ins and outs? You're on a speed 3, you're bagging like a pro,
Yeah.
And then you an order and you're like 15 sourdoughs. I don't think so, mate. You know what I mean? Like, are they mental? You've seen this?
What, as in this? Yeah, probably.
They'll never sell all that. They'll never sell all that, Like some random.
Well, do you know what? I was talking to someone who's a slicer, and he said, because one of the perks is you get free coffee at these cafes you send the stuff to if you just show them that you work there. He said he went in and he was looking at the bread the next day going, I bagged that, and he was telling the women on the till as if it was like some pickup line, like, you see that sliced loaf? Never guess who did that. It's only me, So, I think that'll be interesting. It won't be at all, but a job's a job,
Job's a job,
and
bills to pay.
Bills to pay. So I had a gig on Saturday. I thought it'd be mental, but it wasn't. We turned up. I won't beat around the bush. It was the most cocaine usage I've ever seen at a gig or anywhere really. It was a Christmas party for a telecoms company.
Telecoms,
They all thought they were in Wolf of Wall Street, and but they're not. We're at Goodwood, I I was in the toilets getting changed, and I could hear these two lads chatting. One of them's going, "Oh, I'm gonna chat her up. I'm gonna say to her tonight." And the other one's going, "Mate, I think she's got a boyfriend." Don't care about that. And I started having a wee, and they went, "Shit, who's in there?" Suddenly, all that facade ended, and then
you see that bread over there?
Yeah,
that was me.
But I was like, I'm gonna stay quiet because I obviously thought it was someone they worked with. I came out of the toilet and I was like, "Oh, you two were worried," and they were like, "Nah, it's all good, you know." And then I did see him on the dance floor trying it on, but then very quickly just gave up and was just with his mates. And then it was like a school disco. Do you know what I mean? When you're young and all the guys hang out with each other because they're too scared to talk to the girls, and all the girls hang out with each other. But every time he went for a wee, both cubicles, the other cubicles, it was just a lot of snorting. You know, everyone was doing coke, but all it led to was all these men having the most intense chats about football. They're going, "How can you say that Salah is better than Zidane? You know, it's different string of players." And he's going, "No, but if you listen to me, Messi, he's still in his prime, you know." And you're trying to wash your hands, and there's 8 of them in the toilet, and you're thinking, are any of you actually having fun? Do you know what I mean? It's sort of there was those ones in the toilet. I left the toilet. I was just laughing. I went, "Lennon, go in there. Just have a listen to them." You know, he came out, and I can't remember what line he told me, but it was either that or they were on the sofas, just fucked or too far gone. And it was, I checked the time, it was 10:15. I was like, this is, I don't know. It seemed like it was going to be a really good night, you know, but I think they all just couldn't cope. And then by 10, when we were finishing, everyone was petered out. I think it was mainly the men though. The men had just taken so much coke and then just immediately had a come down. And then the women were like, "What's going on? Where's everyone gone?" But yeah, weird group, you know, odd. It's funny you get to see these different companies and how they work and stuff and how they let loose, you know. So yeah, but we thought it'd be mental. We thought just the way, you know, they were really rowdy, just banging stuff and just "Whoa, come on, we want the band." And as soon as we start, it was a bit this isn't as, you know, we were a bit nervous to actually play, but
Which band was it?
It was Lennon just put together a thing for his mate. His mate needed a band, so it's one of them. But yeah, it was not as rowdy as I actually wanted, you know. Went thinking this is going to be too much, and then when it got to it, it's like, oh, actually.
Why'd you want the rowdy?
Just like it. It's funny, innit? As long as they don't touch our instruments, it's funny to watch. You know what I mean? It's just because I like watching the chaos. You know, I don't want to be playing to no one. I want to be playing to people losing their minds. You know, it's just their Christmas party. They've wanted this all year, some sort of release. You know, but in the end, it wasn't that great. And the good thing though was there was a DJ who was ready to go as soon as we finished, and she was lovely. This woman called Kelly, and she just, as soon as we finished playing Wonderwall, that was it. Bang.
Bosh.
On with the DJ set.
Yeah.
So you know, Christmas party season. It's an interesting one.
Yeah, I think a lot of them are forced on the employees, really.
Yeah.
I think this is the first sort of return to Christmas parties of old since COVID, and I think a lot of people don't care.
Yeah.
I think it's still an apathy towards them. We did an army one a week or so ago, and it was a sergeant's Christmas dinner, and it was in their mess hall. You know, and they're all suited and booted in their proper nice uniforms. And then we went on, it got delayed, and we did 10 till midnight straight through, and no one gave a fuck.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, well, that's fine.
Army ones are weird, aren't they? I think we talked about it before. If there's some top army man, you know, I don't know if that's the title they give him. Who isn't
I think
up
it was
for
just, we didn't go, we went on quite late, and it just, the room sounded shit. It was a loud glass room, you know. But just one of them things, isn't it? People don't. Yeah. Sometimes they don't care. I think it's all a bit. I'm still got an apathy towards Christmas at the moment.
What
Don't know
does
about
that
you, boy.
mean?
Tell me what you mean. Well, for me, Christmas gets hyped up way too early.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I'm not trying to be Mr. Misery Guts.
No, I know what you're trying to...
Life can't be all slicing bread. But people get there too early, and then you get to this point in December,
Yeah.
you're kind of already sick of it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm sick of it. I ain't got the bug yet.
No.
Do you know what I mean? I've not got pumped into it like, yeah, Christmas.
No.
And I'm just slowly drifted into it. It's next week, but it still feels really far away.
Yeah.
And you just... Even the Christmas gig, I was like, this just feels like a party, but there's a tree, you know.
I think...
So I'm not quite there yet. Not quite there. We've got the tree up, which Billy is fucking destroying every night.
Yeah.
Where's Billy? Oh, he's in the tree.
Yeah.
Good.
Of course.
So it looks an absolute state at the moment.
I bought a real Christmas tree. Did I tell you this the other day?
No.
I've never bought a Christmas tree. Let me send you... Let me send...
While George is finding a picture of his real Christmas tree,
talk into the mic.
I'll tell you about my Christmas tree. It's a fake tree, obviously.
I'm still here. Fuck.
And I bought it in 2008 from Woolworths in Camden. That's how old it is. It's as old as the first Gavin and Stacey Christmas special. And that's moved around with me from many houses. And still going strong, baby.
Still going strong, baby.
We've only put up the cheap ornaments because I came home from work last night and there was a trail of ornaments from the hallway into the living room, and Billy just sat there in the tree.
I love it.
Like, oh, Billy.
Right, have a look at my tree. So I bought this. So this is the first ever real tree.
Okay, it's big.
It's big. It's really big.
It's
way
big.
too big for my house. So I'll tell you for why. So every year, Christmas, it
is every year, yeah.
Yep. I go back to my parents for Christmas. So I never bother getting a tree because wherever I'm living, it's usually Brighton.
You're not going to be there. Yeah.
I'm not going to be there. What's the point?
Yeah.
But this year I thought, well, do you know what? You know, my housemate isn't here. I've got a whole 2-bed house to myself. Obviously, I can't use both the bedrooms. That would be mental. One of them's hers. But I've got this space, and I thought, why don't I actually just get a tree? So I got one. You know, when you drive past, it's like Christmas trees, £25, cash only, you know, and someone's selling them out the back of a van. I got one of them and set it up. And the only decorations I've got are baubles, you know. So I bought a pack of 30 baubles.
I'll say this, it's sparsely decorated. You know.
Yeah, it's not great.
Looks like there's no lights.
No lights yet, no.
No tinsel.
No tinsel.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe no more than 20 baubles on a very big tree.
Some round the
back. But
back.
considering how few decorations there are, there's 2 baubles extremely close together. If you look on that right-hand side, what are they? Why are they on the same branch? When yet,
oh yeah,
the whole middle has nothing on it.
Well, maybe from a different angle, it might not look so much like
that.
True,
but that's the angle.
But either way, but the way I thought about it is my parents have the same box of decorations. It never gets added to.
Did you have to get on
since we were kids?
Ladder to get that top bauble up?
No, I can't remember what I did.
How'd you get that in the car?
It just about fit in the car.
Was it like wrapped up in netting?
Yeah. They do it.
So you netting. Did you not know it was that big?
No, because when you're outside, you think, oh, that'd be all right. I won't, that'll fit in my house. And you get it in, you go, it's just fitting. I mean, let me show you a photo of. This is terrible for the people listening because they can't see any of this.
Roland hi-hat.
Oh yeah, so I've set up my electric kit in the front room as well. But look at that. I mean, it's literally not even a centimetre from the ceiling, the tree.
Yeah.
Look at that. I mean, that's something, isn't it? So, but I thought, why not? You know, just get a tree. Just try and get into the Christmas spirit. But you are right, though, Ben. It is. I think it's sort of, rather than like a big, impactful starts, mid-December.
And I bang on about this every year, but I just don't think you should do it. Christmas shouldn't start until the 1st of December.
No.
And then maybe we'd all feel a bit, be a bit more up for it. I'm sure, people are up for it and that.
Yeah.
But you're like, oh, well, it's sort of done everything now, and now you just last. I think it happens anyway. Obviously, you get older, and it means can mean less and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But you get this sort of last week where it kind of, and I think because Christmas Wednesday, Christmas Tuesday, so next week's kind of irrelevant. Like the Monday, I got a band booked in to rehearse. I'd put my money on them cancelling.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll come in on the 23rd. Really, lads?
Will ya? Yeah.
Will ya? Or you're going to email me or call me and go, do you know what?
Mm.
Yeah, because it's fucking 2 days of Christmas. But this kind of week, it's a full week.
Yeah.
It's a full week, so Christmas is still yet round another corner. And everyone just sort of starts slowing down and giving up.
Mm. Mm.
And then depending on line of work you're in, it can just very much slow down. Like the studios, no one's booking in to record.
No.
In this last week, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've got booking in for January, sure. But,
But do you know what? I remember even as a kid, December the 1st still seemed too early, because I was sort of, the way my mum used to do it was we wouldn't put the tree up until we were finished with school. So it's almost like you get school's done, now Christmas can begin. And I thought that was such a great way to do it, because even if I remember school would end really close to Christmas some years. It'd be like the 21st. You're like, fucking hell, Christ, we're nearly at the day.
Yeah.
But you finish school and then you put up the tree and you're like, oh, brilliant. Now it's, rather than it I think it's the sort of feeding it in slowly, And I think, sadly, there are some people who have quite depressing lives who need Christmas. They cling on to it. So they're like, oh, yes, September the 1st, summer's over. Let's do, is Heart playing the songs yet? It's like, no, Heart Radio isn't playing the songs. Calm down. But, yeah, I don't know. I think it's drip fed. That's the word. It's when it's drip fed in, and then when you get to this point, you're like, oh, I don't feel Christmassy. I'll say one more thing though. I would love one year to do it properly. You know what I mean? Like take all of December off, have a little cottage in the middle of nowhere, like the Wham video, and then just do Christmas things every day. And I don't know, reef
but why is
building.
That's not doing it properly. That's mental.
No, but then
whole month. What are you doing Christmassy every day?
Different. You'd find something. Turkey basting, Christmas pudding.
Oh, that's a whole day, is it?
Yeah, it's a whole day if you do it right.
3rd of December, turkey basting. Everyone get their turkeys. Mine's still alive. Yeah, well, get the brush.
Log collecting, something like that.
But where's this come from? Because what is Christmas properly? Is this, not to be all grumpy old man, but Christmas on the telly is not what happens, is it?
No, but I reckon try and do that. Is my point anyway.
You'll never be in Love Actually, George. You'll never be in Love Actually, or the holiday.
Try and do
it is.
And if you still don't feel Christmassy, then give up forever. That's my point. Try and go fully in and be like, right, I'm going to do Christmas. But if you still get to the 23rd and go, I'm just not getting the feeling, and you've been chopping logs and basting turkeys and, putting brandy on cake and stuff, and you've done all the stuff and you still don't get that tingle, then just give up forever and be like, well, just forget it,
Yeah. Would it not be better though if we all just waited? Just wait a bit. Just wait a bit longer.
I mean, that is it. I'd rather have, it's a bit. I
think
like
Christmas shopping's dead as well. That's the thing. It's a different ball game, isn't it? It's all online, isn't it?
It's all online.
Click, delivered, and then you get a bit of guilt because these delivery companies and people are absolutely rammed to the nines. I'm sure time's passing quickly for them.
That reminds me, actually. Have you still got Amazon Prime?
Big time.
I might need to borrow it. My my iPad holder is broken. I need an iPad holder ASAP. So we'll sort that after the pod. We should probably. I mean, we can go talking for half an hour, but it would be good to talk about drums for a sec, seeing as that's what the podcast denotes.
Yeah.
We're going to do some tuning together tomorrow.
So those who keep a keen eye on the gram and listen to last week's episode with Ben Aldred from Daddario / Evans Drumheads, received our Christmas package from him in the mail from UPS. I mean, he praised them for delivering, but he didn't know the receiving. I'll tell you this for free. Well, he emailed and said, should be with you Monday.
Yep.
And they arrived Saturday, 2 days early.
That is early.
So
make of that what you will.
It doesn't get me in the Christmas spirit.
Yeah.
Nothing will.
No.
So I've left it unopened at the moment because I thought we could open it. We're meeting up tomorrow.
Yep.
In person.
We're having a lovely day tomorrow. I've added to it that you didn't even know with another thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So we're going to get together and we're going to open that up and reskin our Megapex Black Panthers.
Yeah.
And sort them out, and maybe we'll bring a little Gretsch toy kit along, and we'll have a little look at it. But that'll be nice.
Yeah. And then we're doing a Christmas pod.
Yeah. And
then Ben and I are going to go out and see Jimmy Carr in the evening, which I've just told Ben he's now coming with me for that because my brother's dropped out. So, it helped that you were the first person I've spoken to, and the first person said yes. So I asked loads of other people. No, I didn't. But yeah. No, it'd be good. It'd be good to tune it. And I think it's that thing of what Ben Aldred said of, drums slowly wear down over time and you don't notice. At the moment, I'm like, yeah, my snare's fine, but it's not as good as it was.
Pop a new one on, you go, oh,
yeah.
okay.
There it is. And it'll be really nice because I got a gig the following day with someone I've never played with before. And I think just having that little, my kit's sounding the best it can sound, it gives you that confidence, So I remember I did a gig with Mackenzie, and I think I just bought that Sensitone, and I've never played a snare that's so good. I remember there was video footage. It's on my Instagram if anyone wants to see it. But it's the proudest I've ever been of like my drum sound. I listened to it like, fucking hell. But it was, just a new snare. You think, makes all the difference, Because you don't want to leave it too late. Did a gig with Dean and he was like, your low tom sounds shit. And I was like, it does. It really does. So.
Yeah, well, your A string sounds shit, so...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Cut your hair.
I think
Dean.
one thing I was, say about when we were chatting to Ben, I don't know if it made the cut, but we were talking about sort of guitars and they notice their strings go, you know, and they're like, I'll buy a new set. And it's totally valid. And drummers, he's very much right that it's such a longer process. It's like when people grow taller or get fatter or thinner, you don't notice if you see it every day. Balder. When you haven't seen someone, like, oh, you're a fatty little tub now, aren't you?
Yeah. What's happened there?
Yeah. You look like a frog that you hold up in school. Legs and then a belly and then legs, Shout out to Paulie B, he looks like a frog. And so it is that thing. But I think another thing that holds us back is it's not £9 to reskin the drum kit. Yeah,
it's not.
So we're like, no, I could get another few gigs out of these.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Don't worry. Yeah.
Yeah, but it'd be nice.
No, that'd be fun. We got
set it up.
Yeah, we've got a fun day doing that sort of shit, innit? Ben and George Day, innit?
It is, yeah. By accident, it's become that.
Just to sort of loop back round to Christmas dinner, back to where we started.
Please.
Not having turkey this year.
No.
Not having a traditional Christmas dinner this year.
What are you doing instead?
Changing it up, boy.
But you're so traditional. You are the M&S family.
Well, the difference this year, George, is it's at my house.
Oh my God.
Hosting, innit? We're hosting.
Brown flakes with sugar on.
Probably. Nah. And it's my house, my rules.
Spag bowl.
our rules. I should say.
Good. Yeah.
But we're not fans of the roast dinner and the Christmas dinner. If someone's cooking it, I'll eat it. Sure. But what I like to think about is the ratio of investment reward. Yeah. if the meal's going to take me 4 hours to make and 15 minutes to eat, the ratio's off, boy. The ratio's off.
Yeah.
That's why I've got a spag bowl carefully. You know, I can whip up a spag bowl in like 20 minutes.
I thought you were going to say
and it's
spag
great.
bowl. Yeah.
Nah. But our having a pasta dish. Can I have pasta?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're having sort of like a chicken pasta bake.
Okay.
Sort of thing. But, you know, if you don't like it, fuck off.
Do your guests know this yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my mum's coming round.
Yeah.
She's happy with it. She don't give a shit either.
Doesn't sound like she's got a choice, to be honest.
You get what you're given, Anne. You get what you're given. But I think you know, I think growing up in my family, it was always a bit like, tradition. You got to have a bit of tradition.
Yeah.
You know, my dad, he'd be like, right, we've got to have a roast on Sundays. I think I got to a point and I was like, why?
Yeah.
Why? Stressing mum out cooking this fucking thing.
Yeah.
Food's good, sure, but I like other stuff more. Why don't we just make something easy, stick it in the oven, and we can all have a lovely Sunday?
Yeah.
Oh, because it's tradition. Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything, does it really?
No.
Not if it's making us miserable.
No.
But if this is making Sunday shit,
yeah.
Why don't we change it up a bit? You know?
Christmas means Christmas. Yeah.
So, what's your general day? What you
I don't know. It's so chaotic now, my family. I mean, we haven't really had a Christmas together as the whole family for a while, and I'm trying to bring it back this year. But I think this year we'll go down to my auntie's, and lunch is at 1. Beyond
too
that,
early.
Beyond that, I'm not sure what we do. Yeah, but if you have lunch at 1, then you can have cold meats at 6. You know, and then you can have 2 meals in the day. But you know, as I am an alcoholic now, I don't know. I'm trying to see how many people I can see on Christmas Eve. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go back, see Tom Jenkinson, see Tyler Todd. Tyler Todd.
Best name in the game.
And then probably keep drinking Christmas Day, and then come back Boxing Day and go to the bakery. You know, as in my job, not just for a laugh. Although it is a laugh. But I don't know. There's like certain games we play that have become weird family tradition. We play bingo. I don't know why. We play like a sort of pass the parcel with shit presents, you know, and then you see what you end up with. So I've got to bring some tat and wrap it up. So yeah, I don't know, just things like that. But it's funny though, Christmas, isn't it? Because I always think like if you just have like a family get together, you'd have a whole day together and just sort of do bits and bobs. Some people are watching telly. Whereas Christmas Day, it's kind of like seen as weird to watch telly. It's like, no, you got to be doing something. We have to play charades. It's Christmas Day. It's like, that's my only gripe with it. It's like, we can all sort of do our thing. It's okay if, you know, if Grandad wants to watch telly. But, yeah.
The DVD extras on this are out of this world.
Exactly. I think I like that bit about Christmas, where everyone's together and then in the afternoon everyone's sort of, I'm going to go to this room. I think that's why it helps to have a bigger house, you know. Like, you know, you kind of need to go to someone who's got little areas to go off.
Buckets, yeah.
Gavin and Stacey, you know, that's.
Well, in prep, I've just rewatched the entire Gavin and Stacey.
Yeah, I need to.
And I was shocked to see how long ago that first Christmas special came out.
Yeah.
2008. And I was like, when did the other one come out? 2019. You're like, fuck, that's been 5 years.
Yeah.
And then I saw, did you see the trailer?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, they all look old, don't they?
I know, they do.
And then you're like, well, yeah, it's basically 20 years.
Yeah.
And then you think, if Matt Horn was like 30 when he did Gavin and Stacey.
I think he's 27.
He's going to be 50.
Yeah.
He's nearly 50 now.
Yeah.
Bizarre. But I don't feel like I've aged the same amount of years.
No.
You know what I mean? But I have, because that is how the laws of time work.
I've, not to big myself up, but I do look better. I was going to say in my late 20s, I'm 30 now. But if you look at photos of me, I had a Facebook memory pop up today of me. It was actually when I was coming to do the promo for Tailored in 2015. I look so much older then because I'm sort of like losing my hair but trying to keep it, you know. It was like 2015.
Yeah. That's a big one.
I was about 42, you know. But, you know, people see me now and they go, you know, you look 30. You look 30. So, yes, it's all good. Anyway. Should we wrap up?
Let's wrap up like a Christmas present. Let's wrap up.
Great.
And for us to be the bow to be untied and opened on Thursday morning. Yeah, last year I went to New York for Christmas last year, and it was brilliant. And I wish I was doing it again. But yeah, we've got a Christmas special coming. I think it will just be on the normal Thursday, which will be Boxing Day.
Yeah.
So that'll be lots of fun. Our own tradition. But yeah, have a good week. Have a good Christmas, everybody. And we'll see you just shortly afterwards. And I'll see you tomorrow, George.
See you tomorrow. Can't wait.
Email, Instagram, keep in touch. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Drum and Drummer. You can find us on Instagram at Drum and Drummer Podcast. And you can send us an email to drumanddrummerpod@gmail.com. Remember, just pick up the sticks and twat it.